get him all tested, x-rayed, whatever they do with it, and we're hoping that's all confirmed that he is okay. But he had all the movement and all talk. It was all those signs were good, and that's right from their mouth, not me.
What do you see out there today?
You know, I like the efficiency of the day. You know, I think there was one offside, one false start in I don't know how many plays, so that part of it was pretty good. You know, the first string offense had a couple of right off the bat like 7-play drives, but then took a negative play, got hit in the backfield on a blitz. You know, which we're not far along, and so we, you know, the next time we see a blitz like that on a running play, we certainly should pick it up right away and get some yardage or get back to the line of scrimmage. So we took a negative play, didn't recover on that drive, and so you'd like to see us finish those drives, but we were encouraged by some plays in there. Guys made some plays, and then, you know, I think it was good for them to play football, tackle, defense got to finish plays. Our goal going in was to get our ones and our twos 25 live plays, you know, about a quarter of football, and we did that. And then we let the newer, younger guys play for quite a while. We made sure all 3 quarterbacks got a shot, and that was good. I think they all did some good things. And so I think, you know, overall, well, we got accomplished kind of what we wanted to. I know we're going to see a lot of the football part of it to use for teaching, so that was good.
Did you get any Banderas on that blitz? Dedrick Young makes a couple of plays. Marcus made a few plays. How good did the linebackers look?
I am so encouraged by that linebacker group. From I guess, you know, from where we came when we first came here, what it looked like then, to what it is today. You know, I think there's a lot of good leadership in that group. I think some of the players that were in it to start with, a guy like Marcus Newby has elevated so far from a year ago to where he is right now. It's awesome. Michael Rose-Ivy has always been a good player, and he's in that group, and he graduated. Alonzo Moore graduated. Corey Whitaker graduated this morning. So, you know, our senior leadership on this thing is good, and you know, the other factor is we've had some young guys step in, like Dedrick. Dedrick played more plays at linebacker than any linebacker on our team last year, and he was a true freshman. And now his body is different than it was a year ago. Marcus's is, Michael's is, and then Josh Banderas and Chris Weber are really solid in the middle. Luke Gifford, I think, is elevating and elevated today, it looked like to me. So the depth, you know, from what was a question mark a year ago, it looks like it could be a strength for the Huskers, and that's exciting.
Did you get a feel of, Mike, what's the health of Rose-Ivy?
He hurt his knee a little bit, but it's all stable, good. It's when he gets past the pain, like how he feels. It's a day-to-day deal of him playing, so he'll be back soon, I think.
How about Wester Camp and Seething?
Groin on Wester Camp. Sort of precautionary, you know, just don't do it any further. And Seething, head concussion. He went for a ball, fell back on the turf, hit the back of his head the other day, so we're keeping him out. Who is the other guy?
Khalil Davis and Charles Jackson.
Charles Jackson has a hamstring, and who is the first one?
Khalil Davis was the other.
Yeah, Khalil hurt his knee a little bit, but it's stable, no ligament stuff. He should be back pretty soon.
Mike, when you're weighing running the quarterback, how do you strike that balance where the guy doesn't get put in position to get hurt necessarily, or try to avoid that?
Well, you know, it is a great weapon used wisely, and not probably overused. You know, if I think that the plays that become option type plays for the quarterback, if read correctly, kind of isolate him to, at worst, a one-on-one situation. I don't feel too bad about that. So if we can get him on the edge and it's one-on-one, then that's pretty good. That's what it looks like to me. We make good decisions. We choose wisely when we do it. But with this guy's ability, we can't pass it up. And he doesn't want to either. He likes it. So it's a big part. You better ask your question.
I just wanted to see.
You remember it?
Yeah. Can you judge? I mean, what's your initial impression of the line play today, both sides? Did you get a good feel?
Yeah, you know, I think for sure our defensive line is on the rise. You know, we need a lot of work to get game ready and to be a factor in the games. You know, I think that we've got to continue to develop so that we develop, you know, the ability to have pass rushers in that picture. You know, but I think overall they're looking. That group looks solid, as does the O-line. You know, now this is a new interior. One experienced player moved positions, Utter, and then 2 new guards. I think these guys are going to be good, but obviously they don't have it all down, right? So we've got to continue to work all that, and it's got to become like clockwork. But I'm very, very encouraged by him. I like the look, and I think Neville's going to be a good player. We already know Nick Gates is. I think it was a real good move to move Utter to center. And then I like some guys that are behind those guys are going to be good. Jalen Barnett's going to be a real good player. And, you know, I think Corey Whitaker is really valuable. You know, he can play center, he can play guard, he can probably play some tackle for us. Christian Gaylord's a better player than he was a year ago. Gosh, I'm missing people. I think Sam Hahn is a steady, good player that can go in the ball games and play for us. Cole Conrad is doing a good job. So our depth is moving up too. So, you know, I kind of, I think both lines look pretty solid, need improvement in different ways. Physically, just growing with the defensive line, and, you know, that is youthful. And then offensively, you know, I think just probably assignments. The physical part looks good. You know, I think they can block some guys well. It's just blocking the right guy.
How did you think your quarterbacks looked today, including Tanner, who you had there at the very end?
You know, I thought Tommy had some good plays, and some plays that were real good Tommy plays. You saw the bootleg throw to Brandon. I mean, that's clockwork stuff, beautiful. You know, so there was some good stuff there. I thought Riker had a rough time with some blocking. You know, he didn't get a lot of time, but then he made some plays too. And in Riker, I gotta talk whole camp with him more than just today, because I don't think today was indicative of how this has gone for him. He's been real good. And then AJ is elevating. Patrick is talented, young kid, and Tanner, well, you saw him. He's pretty good.
You guys got the final word on Tanner then too?
Yeah.
Can you?
He'll sit out this year and play 2.
And how big of a bonus is
That's a great thing. I mean, you know, we feel good about the picture that's present, and looking into the future that's pretty good.
When you say we saw him, what did you see from him today? And what have you seen in camp from him?
He's got a really, one of the most valuable components, and if you haven't noticed, you'll see it when you watch for it. He gets rid of the football just like that. And, you know, that ability eliminates a lot of problems.
I know it's against lower units, but what did Trey Bryant show you today?
Oh, I think Trey has done nothing but impressed us. You know, he's smart, he's tough, he's fast, he's got good vision. He has not blinked when we've just put him in with the other guys. I don't know what we're going to do with him.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think he could play, but I don't. You know, I think our back situation is pretty darn good. So I don't want to either make it cloudy or be unfair to him. So I don't know yet.
Mike, why do you think Utter fits better at center? Is there anything?
Well, I think for the moment, because of his knowledge of football and the game and working with Cav for a year, and that guy making the calls is real good. And, you know, I think that his ability to see stuff and help where necessary, I think his experience is a good factor there.
Anybody else pop out at you today? Anybody that you're just, when you're sitting down there that you were watching?
Oh, you know what? I thought, I'll miss somebody, but boy, I thought Chris Jones made a couple of nice plays. Good position on the ball. I thought Eric Lee did too. And, I'm hopeful. What we're looking for at corner is being sound, and we all know one of our big deals is we can't give up big plays over the corner's head. I mean, that's a big factor in us winning games. So when I see those guys make plays and look good and look like they're sound down the field, that's a pretty good sign. And so I think we're making progress that way.
What about those freshman O-linemen? They got a nice push there as the first
Yeah,
O-linemen. They were
that's
pushing.
we think that's a good group. That is and they'll probably all redshirt together, but that's okay because they'll be fun to work with through time.
Mike, just asking on the quarterback situation again, when you have a quarterback that is put into some potentially dangerous situations running the ball, do you prepare your backup any different? When you thought that maybe we're going to need him as opposed to a greater chance?
No, we always prepare that guy. We think so. I wouldn't want those guys that used to play for me look that up and say, "Golly, is that why I didn't get in?"
Yeah.
No, we always want that guy ready because you never know, and sometimes being athletic like that gets a guy out of trouble, even if it's not a called running play, that avoids that guy that can't move too well and he's going to be hit more often. So it's give and take. I know the point, but it's like I said, if we do this thing right, if we block correctly or read correctly, we get a lot of one-on-one situations that we would like for him. And then I think physically he'll be in good shape.
Looking ahead, quarterback, making plays with their legs, compared to Tanner Lee or Patrick O'Brien.
What's that?
How do you compare Lee and O'Brien at making plays with their feet or keeping the ball?
I think we'll have to look more about them down the road as to what they can potentially do with a little bit of zone read stuff and gain, 5 to 10 yards would be good from time to time. But I think what I've noticed in Tanner in particular, Patrick getting better, is if you're not a runner and can run away from trouble, you've got to have that sense in the pocket where you buy yourself some time, where you move, throw the ball. That's where the quick release is so important. That's why those guys got to snap the ball out of there, because he's going to move and get rid of the ball. And it's not always a pretty perfect picture. I mean, sometimes those guys can have to play with just a small circle around them, and that's their area to play in. And so there's give and take, One guy has this ability, so he uses it. The guy like Tommy is pretty diverse in what he can do. And then the other guys, because they do this differently, then this is the way he's got to play.